Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of Inside My Classroom with me, Mrs. Guzman. Today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about classroom management. Classroom management is something that I've seen a lot of threads on. I recently joined a bunch of Facebook groups of different teachers just to kind of see what's going on in the teaching world and to kind of see what people are talking about. There's been some changes or possible changes to education lately, so I kind of wanted to see what was going on, and classroom management still seems to be a big issue with a lot of teachers. So I wanted to show some of the things that I use to help with my classroom management, and definitely not that I'm perfect at classroom management yet, but I think that I'm getting there and I do a little bit better every year. And so I thought I'd share some of the things that I've learned to do that really help with my classroom management. One of the things that you absolutely have to have for classroom management is you have to have procedures in place for pretty much everything. Kids need direction, 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 direction. So I have all of these little, and I don't know if you can see them, but I have all of these little like procedure, they're kind of little plaques, kind of, you could call them anchor charts. Some people call them anchor charts. Of things that the kids are supposed to do when somebody else is speaking, when they have to do group work. I drew this C-3PO because I want the kids to start taking accountability of paying attention. And so if they aren't, I want them to go see 3 of their friends or 3 of their classmates before they come to see me. And I told them this, I said, if you go see 3 people and not a single one of those 3 people knows what's going on and knows what we're doing, then it's actually my fault. And I've done a bad job of explaining, and y'all need to come and address that with me so I can fix it. So I give them that ownership of, hey, if I go ask these 3 people and we all feel like Ms. Guzman hasn't done it right, they have that ownership in the classroom that then they can come and tell me, hey, now there's 4 of us here, me and the 3 people that I asked. None of us knows what's going on. Can you re-explain it to us? Can you readdress that? And so far so good. I haven't had them come and tell me that, but it does give them that ownership of, hey, I have a say in this classroom, and I get to tell the teacher maybe if we feel like she's not doing things right for us. And then also, how to ask a question. I even have, like, here's their grades, and it says little things like, what am I missing, just to remind them. Now, I took them all down because it's a new 6 weeks, so we just went to report cards. What they should do when they're entering the classroom, and they know when they're entering the classroom, here are their different buckets with all of their interactive notebooks, and there's their class color so that they know what the color is for the classroom. And so they know, they come in, they go to these buckets, they get their journals, and then I have a basket here that's for their warm-up, and it's getting a little worn out. And this one is for the work of the day. And then I have a little sign that I need to spruce up a little bit. About every 3 weeks, I need to spruce it up. They bump into it and stuff like that. But they know, okay, I'm going to come in. I'm going to get that. I'm going to take care of that. Now, unfortunately, I erased my board, but the board is another place where you can have your policies and procedures. I always have my objectives, and one of the things that we added this year was a language objective, so that our kids that are learning English, they know, and it even helps the other kids for me, like, am I going to write today? Am I going to read today? Am I going to be listening or speaking today? So they know to look on the objective, and then they would look in this middle section of the board, and I put like a to-do list on there. So this is what we're going to do today. We're going to do the warm-up. This is how we're going to do it. We're going to do this activity. This is how we're going to do it. This is where it goes. And so I have all of this in place so that they know these procedures. I also have Give Me 5. If you can see this, it's over here, and we went over this at the beginning. It's more of like an elementary strategy, but it is something where if they're struggling with their noise level or whatever, I can put my hand up and they give me 5, and then we count off the 5 things that they're doing. I like if you can hear me clap once, if you can hear me clap twice, if you can hear me clap 3 times. They hear kids clapping, they know how to do that. I also have more of my anchor charts, how they leave the room, how they deal with the pencil. If they need to go to the restroom, they actually have to put their name on the list during warm-up time, and then I have a new list every week, and they put their name on the list, and then I hand out, after the first 10 minutes of class, if I'm not lecturing or anything, then I hand out passes according to that. So as you can see, classroom management is a lot about having things in places where kids know how to get them, having them know that that's where they need to get them. At the very beginning of the year, what I do is I have a scavenger hunt. And so I have questions about procedures and things that would be done in the room, and then they have to go around to the anchor charts and find the answers for the scavenger hunt, and then they turn it in for some extra points or for a grade, depending on what we're doing. I'm sure you saw that I put memes all around the room. The kids really respond to memes. They really like those. So they put them up for little fun things like by where the pencils are, there's a little boy and he's like, and it's like, this is how you look when, I ask you if you have a pencil and you don't. So just different little things like that, I think really help with the classroom management. And it's every day for me. So it's every day you come in, every day you get your notebook, every day you have your warm up, every day you're looking on the board and this is my warm up, this is my to-do list, this is my objective. So it's every day. The same routine. And sometimes it's hard for me to have that same routine because I get really tired of it. But I'll notice, like, if I slack off, because I'm human and I forget some days, and we're in the middle of a big project or whatever, and I've forgotten to do the warm up or read the objective, and I can tell, right? And so sometimes I'll just recenter and come back to that, and I'll go, hey, we forgot our warm up. We forgot to read our objective. Let's come back. And we kind of come back and get back in that routine. And it really helps with the classroom management. So my recommendation for classroom management is routine, 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 routine. Keep it up. You can always start a new one. It's never too late to start. Spring break is coming up. So if you want to start trying one right before spring break or as soon as you get back from spring break, it's just not a problem. Just start a new routine and just keep those kids in that routine, and they'll get used to it, and they'll get that comfort of being in your classroom and this is how it's going to be and this is what we're going to do. And I think that really helps with them. And then of course building relationships, which I think we'll talk about inside my classroom next time. So thanks for tuning in. I'm Miss Guzman, and this is Inside My Classroom.